There is power in beings' names that are forged and cemented in history as legends. Name that rings among people who they fear, which sparks myths, folklore, and even religions. What's going on, everybody? It's been a while. Be back here with another video. This time, we're going back to Devil May Cry. We're going to talk about the legend himself, the very multiverse feared and revered. His name, when mentioned, some even lose the ability to speak and kneel just from a fault. A demon that became a legend and is seen as a god, possessing divine power and godly in combat, all but wanted to have that power themselves as well. Many have tried and many have failed, but time and time again only a few had tasted such grand and magnificent power. The few obtaining said power, however, could not wield it. The most feared and powerful being known in all of history amongst the multiverse, the legendary Dark Knight Sparda, that is known throughout Devil May Cry. The devil that walked amongst the human universe and sympathized with them was a being who had quite the reputation in the demon world. He was given respect and was the general and right-hand man to the Demon King, Prince of Darkness, Demon Emperor, and God known as Mundus. We all know that Mundus was always known as the most feared and the strongest demon within the demon world, akin, of course, to other demons that we will get into a little later. The same Demon King that created that vastly powerful demonic beings, Nightmare and Beastheads. The same king who was defeated by the seed of Sparda 2,000 years later. We have to realize how powerful Mundus really is, being able to create infinite worlds, ruling over time and creation itself, wielding all the powers of the demon world and human world, as it's a nexus in the heart of the universes, only with the power up and amplification from the Clyflock fruit, which is an unquantifiable and vast godly amp of the omnipotence, granting him all of these limitless powers. Mundus was not a demon to be trifled with. Even demons amongst other demon kingdoms had heard of the Dark Knight Sparda. Even as that may be, Sparda was different from his brothers. He sympathized with humans, beings that were created as nothing but play toys out of boredom that should be serving them, as stated by Mundus himself. Sparda disagreed with that notion and revolted against his ruler and commander. In fact, he rebelled against all of the demon multiverse and practically declared war, standing alongside the human universe. Why? Well, Sparda fell in love with a human woman named Eva. The details of their relationship are unknown, but we can assume that their love and affection was probably a driving force to seeing how humans can be, besides just being a decent being and giving everyone a right to live and not be enslaved. We can assert their love was an addition to Sparda's ideology. Not only that, but Sparda also made comrades and friends in the human world too. Sparda faced all types of powerful foes, like Bolvar, who was a rival of Sparda's, ruled over a segment of the demon world under demon kings that outclassed him. Nevertheless, he was always a demonic entity that had enough power that was needed to vie for king of the human world and king of the underworld. He was worshipped by both humans and demons. Bolvar was pretty much the Odin in Devil May Cry's universe. That's their take on Odin. He just couldn't compete or defeat any demon kings or legends in the demon world that held godly and godlike power. He was not really up there himself. Not to say he wasn't stronger than the likes of someone like Burial and Balrog that we've seen, and even Trismegia, who's also a god himself. But Bolvar was no pushover. With that being said though, Sparda most likely made light work of this foe, who had exceptional combat skills too, as shown in Devil May Cry 2. Throughout the franchise history, every foe always recalls and remember who Sparda is, what he's accomplished. Majority of the entire demon multiverse envies him. Just hearing his name strikes fear and make almost everyone angry. Though Sparda was a dominating force, he too had help with the Demon King 2 in the past. With the aid of Montier, who had a huge love and fond of Sparda, wished that she would have been wedded Sparda, he was able to take down Argisax and seal him. Argisax, while still only partially unsealed, messed with space and time so badly that even the small port town of Vidu Mali was warped into becoming endless. Things like this are commonly done by pretty any powerful foe or demon that can vie for the rule of the entire demon world. It was described as a vicious infinite circle and as a bizarre realm, as stated, stating that the past and future were being tampered with such that the time paradoxes were being created, as stated in Devil May Cry 2. This was just the presence of Argasak's energy expelling and manifesting into the world itself, showing how strong the character is and a true demonic king, as he was stated to be an ancient one. Alright, his aura by itself was causing all of these travesties within the entire universe and parallel of time. He would have made quick work of Argasax, who's a very revealed demonic god of demons, stronger than even Pluto, the demon king overthrown by Mundus himself, who was the one who separated all of the universes to begin, wielding speed faster than the dimensional axis of time altogether in its entirety, making Demon King's speed and power incomprehensible normally. Adding on to that, Argasax was an equal to an amped up and stronger Mundus, being the embodiment of despair on a conceptual level. If he hadn't already sealed most of his power away anyway, he would have been defeated by Sparda very quickly. However, that just goes to show how much more power Sparda wielded over every demon king that ever existed and every demon that existed within the world of Devil May Cry. Alright, it's likely that Sparda is part of some divine lineage, which we end up finding that Pluto is actually quite similar to Sparda and might be a part of that lineage. He actually goes off into another world and timeline after being overthrown, and actually takes over as more so like a part of a plan. So who knows what's really going on within the Devil May Cry universe, as stated in the peak of combat. But to go away from that, Sparda pretty much was at his weakest when dealing with Argasax. Even with all of the amps and immeasurable buffs his twin sons have gotten, still to this day, it's questioned, have they really truly surpassed Sparda now since unlocking their true devil form? The Sin Devil Trigger, the ultimate devil trigger, their true forms, their devilish form incarnate, which is likely the case. As a half-breed, human blood empowers and fuels demonic power to an insane degree. That is one of the main things that fuel the Clyfrot fruit. It's likely in the past that Dante and Virgil may have surpassed Sparda in skills. However, maybe now both twins have finally surpassed Sparda in pure overall destructive power, clearing any doubts that may have been still lingering within anyone's head. Even the deadweight Nero possess more raw strength than both Sparda twins, both to show how strong and effective human blood is and why demons seek to fuel themselves with it. Especially one of the divine Clyfrot fruit anywhere can turn a fodder demon into all of a sudden a godly being have the supreme control power within the universe. There was also another legendary demon name, which most know the devil arms Lucifer and Pandora. Additionally, you may want to know that there's someone that actually created most of the demons and devil arms that you came by within all of the Devil May Cry video games and the Devil May Cry lore and the anime and everything going on with it. The legendary devil arm smith himself, Machiavelli. Most of all the arms you've seen, which most of all the demons Dante has faced, or even Sparda, which people should understand, they are races. There are several infinite multitudes actually, of demon races within the world of the demon world. Obviously, we know that demons, even within mythology, if you go back and look at most religions and stuff, demons and humans and everything, they all used to be one universe, one big huge universe. All right, and it was infinite. It was a multitude of them. So you get them separated now, and now you have all of the different races and beings that exist within the demon universe, and then you have the human universe that have all these different humanoids and mortals that exist within the human universe. So people should pretty much know that that's just common sense, common knowledge. But all of those demons, majority were created by this guy, the legendary devil arm smith, Machiavelli. meaning he too secretly was also another demonic being that wielded godlike powers. He also was acquainted with Sparda himself, and too was no joke. Whatever happened to him, did he cross to the Bayonetta world or start selling to the witches or something? That's an Easter egg. But this also proves how many godlike demons there exist in the world historically. I mean, it's not like we visited the 7 circles of hell, which each realm is a universe dimension layered by the next. But nevertheless, who knows? That's just a different topic for another video. Overall, Sparda showed that he was a divine demon that wielded a capacity of power that surpassed even the highest levels of gods that existed even outside space-time continuums of the DMC world, as we know that exists because of Devil May Cry 1 and 2. But as the family line came with great power comes great responsibility, as also stated within Devil May Cry 3, when we've seen the infinite nexus of an infinite space and time world and continuums that existed and were separated. He was smart to know that he too should see his own power, because there will always be even greater foes that may appear later. But no one never would have guessed one of his sons would have been one of them, Virgil. That he did not calculate. Thanks for tuning in. Until next time.